Hello everybody and welcome to the Canadian Editor's YouTube channel. I am the Canadian Editor, otherwise known as Fred Johns, editor of the news website Something Cool News and host of the Sunday night talk show The Fred Factor. It has actually been a while since I've done a video like this one, although when I first started on YouTube, these were the only kind of videos I did. In those videos, basically what I would do is I would find a YouTube video that I thought was ridiculous, and these would generally be people's vlogs, which for those who don't know are video blogs where people, for some reason, turn on their webcams and express their opinions for 5, 6, 8, 14 minutes. And then people respond back, and they respond to those responses. And I actually thought the whole thing was pretty ridiculous and preposterous, actually. I mean, the whole notion of vlogging is really quite preposterous, that people would, so many opinions would be brought into the World Wide Web, and people would want to hear them and respond to them. And what I'm doing right now is very preposterous, and I don't even know why people are watching, but apparently they are, because since I stopped doing those kind of videos because of the fact that I was using YouTube primarily for video documentaries and for hosting the Fred Factor, people got a little upset that I wasn't making these videos anymore, where I would mock someone on YouTube, all in good fun, of course, but evidently they thought they were entertaining and enjoyed the watching me pick apart these videos and showing them for all the utter lunacy that they are. And I just kind of hope that someone would do the same for my videos, but I guess no one is that bored or desperate or hurting. Whatever the case may be, people are interested in seeing these kind of videos again. So maybe once or twice a week I will find a video on YouTube that I think is ridiculous. That should take me about 30 seconds, and we'll see what happens. So to get back into the saddle, I'm going to talk about a video made by one of the pioneers of the YouTube blog, Ian Crossland, better known in internet circles as Crossmac. I even wrote an article about the guy. You can find that at somethingcool.ca. Basically, Ian is well known in the community for shooting these abstract vlogs where he talks about a subject and then basically confuses everybody as to what exactly he's talking about. This has led to a lot of people believing he is on some kind of amphetamine when he is shooting his vlogs. I don't think that's personally true. I think he's actually his real self. I think, as frightening as it is, I think that's actually how he thinks. And although I don't know the man, he could very well be on some kind of foreign substance when shooting his vlogs, but it's not for me to say. Ian is his own guy, and he's a very smart guy. So when I critique his video, as I'm about to do in a moment here, I don't do it because I think he's stupid. I do it because I just don't understand what he's saying. But anyway, without any further discussion, let's get into it. In this video entitled "In Response to the Community," Ian Crossland is talking about the YouTube community. Well, sort of, because he starts out talking about someone calling someone else a motherfucker, and ends up talking about the mass conscience, rationality of people in his apartment. I'm not sure how he gets there, but I thought you might enjoy going along for the ride with me. Halfway through his video, he starts talking about the YouTube community and makes it sound like grade 9 science.
There is action in the nucleus. It's just not as perceptive. The electrons is where you seal the movement, but the nucleus is where the power is. And such is with the community.
I didn't do very well in grade 9 science, so I'm not quite sure yet what the electrons and the protons and all that stuff really has to do with people watching videos on YouTube, but maybe this is why I didn't get very good marks in science. Ian, on the other hand, can explain it in very simple terms.
The voices, the individuals that stand up, that sit up.
Because sitting is a lot easier to do than standing, especially when you're trying to make a point about something, although no one's really sure what. Maybe the sitting actually increases the likelihood that you'll understand what is being said. What do I know?
Down, all these directions. Up is a representation of our earthen behavior.
Which, by the way, is why all the ladies always squat before they pee. Down really is a representation of our quote, earthen behavior.
There's only forward and back, and
No, not really.
It's heightened. You stand heightened.
But I thought a minute ago we were sitting. How can we be standing heightened if we're sitting to demonstrate our earthen behavior?
We elevate our surroundings, our vibrational undertone or tone. It's there, it's present.
We just don't know which one it is. Is it the overtone, the undertone, just a regular tone? What vibrations are we talking about here? And if you haven't actually got a chance to see this video, you have to see it. You can check out Ian's gesticulations. He gets very excited in this video, and I understandably so, with all those electrons firing and neutrons in his head, and the undertones or the overtones or whatever they are. You can understand why he would not be able to control his own bodily functions. But Ian's not done. He has more to say.
We are the community. If it should be, if it must be, we have the power. The mass.
It's like a He-Man commercial.
Follows us. For we are the thinkers. We're the root.
The root. Perhaps maybe what Ian Crossland is saying is like the YouTube community is really like the community of the Ents. You know, the tree creatures in the Lord of the Rings movies, where they are very powerful and they have roots, right? And they are trying to control their own neutrons and protons and the overtone vibrations while they're standing or sitting and trying to figure out their place. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense, does it? I was kind of reaching there. I tried.
I could go on and develop this group. I think it's time.
Fortunately for people watching this video, I don't. I think we've talked about this enough. I don't really know what he's saying here, and I think I think I'm a pretty smart guy. But where he's going on this, the root of the undertone of the protons who are standing and sitting, and they're elevated because they're heightening because of their earthen properties. Man, I just don't know what the hell you're saying. I'm sorry, I tried. I really did. I didn't mean to make it sound like, you're ridiculous, but you're ridiculous. I'm sorry. In the next video Ian Crossland makes, actually he shot it this morning, only a few hours ago, it's called My Life, and in that video Ian basically cries for 4 minutes. Actual tears, I think, come out of his eyes, which is understandable if he actually tried to figure out what he was saying in the previous video, the one that I just critiqued. If I had to try and sit through that and try and understand it, or, God forbid, I had actually said it myself, that might reduce me to tears as well. But in all fairness, Ian, you're an interesting guy, and I look forward to seeing more of your interviews. I'll leave the last word to Ian.
Only bring a portion of it, as with you. I only bring a portion of it, but together we have it.
Whatever it is, folks, we have it. Which means maybe, quite possibly, Ian Crossland is contagious.